you know? Cute guy. More bugs. That makes no sense. What the fuck? He makes this he makes, oh god, what's it called? This one, like the underneath, like underneath, no. Yeah, this book is like this. Hello everyone, welcome back to a new video here on my channel. If you're new, hi, welcome. If you're not new, hi, welcome back. For today's video, I am going to be letting you know some of the books that Isaac reads in the second season of Heartstopper. Because if you don't know this is the second part of a video I have done a while back, where I read some of the books that Isaac reads in the second season of Heartstopper. The thing is, he reads, I think it's like 22 books during the second season, and of course I was not able to read the 22 books for the first video, so this is the second part of that video where I read 7 or more books from those 22 books, and I'm going to be letting you know what those books are about. And in case you don't know, because you've been living under a rock, this last season of Heartstopper is out. I watched it in like a day and a half, and I'm so excited to, continue this series with the books from the first season and the books from the latest season, because I trust Isaac's book recommendations more than anyone. He's a fictional character, and I believe and trust his book recommendations more than anyone. So yeah, that is a fun thing to say actually. So yeah, that is going to be this video. I'm going to be telling you 7 books that I have read that have been the second season of Heartstopper, but that I haven't read before, because of course, all the books that I have read from the second season are in the other video. Go watch it if you want after this one. And yeah, I'm going to be letting you know those because some of them are actually very good. I really liked most of them actually. So let's begin with this video. I have 7 books for you today. I read 7 books for this video. I have 8 books read for the other video, so I don't know how many I have left, but I think Isaac reads 22 books in the second season of Heartstopper. So yeah, that is what I would say. That I would probably have to do the third part with the books I have left from the second season and with the books of the first or the third season. I have to figure it out first. So let me tell you the first book that I'm going to be telling you about in this video. So the first book is Around the World Day to Day by Jules Verne. Jules Verne? Yeah, by Jules Verne. And it is a classic, I have to say. I have not read that book until, I had to read it for this video. And I feel so ashamed because it is a very important and classical book. But it was amazing. If you don't know, because you are, I don't know why you wouldn't have read that book, because again, it's very, very famous. The book is about this guy who makes this, not pact, it's not a pact. I cannot remember the word, as you can tell. I cannot remember for the life of me the word I'm looking for. But the thing is, this guy is with his friends, and they're talking about if it's possible to go around the world with the transport and with the things they had at this time in history. And they were like, yeah, no, it's impossible. And the guy goes and says, what do you mean it's impossible? I can do it in less than this amount of time. And the other friends are like, what the fuck? No, you can't. And he's like, yes, let me show you. And so he just decides to go around the world with just the transport and with the abilities they had during the time. And it is so good. Bet, that's the word. He makes a bet with his friends saying that he can do it under 80 days. And the friends are like, yeah, that's not possible. There's no freaking way you can do that. And he does actually. It's so good. I really liked it, and the book was great. I don't know why I didn't read it before actually, because it is very good. And I know Jules Verne is like for kids, like the books are prepared for like not kids but like younger audience, and I have never read him, so I feel so ashamed, but now I have, and it's so good and I loved it. And I don't know why this book is in Heartstopper, but I'm gonna tell you why the other books I have read I think appear in the show, because some of them are like, I see it, I see the vision. So I'm gonna let you know that as well, because I feel that's so cool, and what is important about the, Isaac's books in Hustle, but that he reads specific books for specific reasons, specific or for specific scenes. And the books are usually very important for whatever thing the topic they're talking that season or in that episode, in that scene is. So I'm gonna be letting you know why I think some of these books appear on the second season of Hustle, and I'm so excited. So the next book that I want to talk about is Ace. I do not remember the author. I'm so sorry. I will put it on the screen. But Ace is a beautiful, beautiful novel about. It's actually a memoir, if I'm not wrong, and it is about this guy who just explains his experience as a gay, person, and as an ace, as an asexual, and how he found out about it and all that. I really don't remember because I am mixing it with a different book that I will tell you, in a bit. But the thing is, it was great, and in the series, Isaac is asexual and aromantic. He doesn't have physical or sexual attraction to anyone, which is fair. As someone who's ace myself, fair. And some of these books have a lot to do with that. And in the second season he starts reading a lot about it, because he starts to think that he might be ace and romantic. So he doesn't know yet, but he's investigating to make sure he knows exactly, like he knows, because knowing yourself is hard, and you have to sometimes investigate and inform yourself about it. So this book was great, and I think the book appears because he's just trying to investigate what asexuality is, and if he's asexual, if he's not, what's going on. So it was a great book. I'm not remembering properly because I am mixing it with Boy Erased, which is the book I'm just gonna tell now because I erased the title. So Boy Erased is a memoir as well, and it is a beautiful, beautiful book about this guy who is just figuring out how he is, again, asexual. And he also talks about being Christian and being raised Christian, but being, gay at the same time. It is just a beautiful book. I loved it. It was so good. And again, I think this book also happens to be like, part of that investigation and that personal experience that Isaac is, investigating and having during this second season of Heartstopper, because he needs to know who he is. And being asexual is not that easy to find out. Like, it took me a while myself. So like, it can be very easy or very hard depending on who you are and what your situation is. So I believe that that's why Boy Erased and Ace appear in this season. Now, third book that I want to talk about is Crush. I don't remember the title, and I cannot tell you what the book is about because I do not remember, but I just know, because there's not an actual thing that happens. It's just little poetry sections, like little sections of things that while you read the book, you see like this boy grow in a way. Like, you start the book with like this kid, and then you end up the book with the kid being all grown up, and the little sections and the little poetry sections, like, it's like little like section per page. It's super easy and super fast to read. And he just you see the boy grow while the little sections while you read through the book. It's a very interesting book that I cannot tell you what it's about, but it's so good. You please have to read it. It's so good. I just don't remember. I don't know what's about, because there's not an actual plot. It's just little things that when you put them together, it makes a lot of sense. If that makes some sense, in my head it did, because it's what I read. I was like, okay, yeah, this makes a lot of sense now. So yeah, I don't know what this book is in Heartstopper though. I just think it's beautiful. Maybe it's just a random book you wanted to read because why not? Sometimes you just want to read a book because you want to, not because it's because you want to investigate about something, or because you have to read for a module. It's just because you want to read a specific book. So I think that this is one of those type of books for Isaac. I want to believe. Now, I read How to Be a Parisian. I don't know if I said it right, but that book is a book that appears when, second season they go to France. And I want to believe that he reads it just because he wants to know how to pretend to be, French and Parisian while they're in Paris. And the book is not good. The book is just literally instructions on how to be a Parisian, what this to do, you should not do this, you should, be ready for this. And it's just a lot of instructions, and I didn't really like it. It was like very meh, but I get why he wants to read it, because he's in Paris. Like, they go to Paris in second season, and he wants to join like the actual culture and wants to pretend like he's from there so he doesn't look like an outsider. And I think that's so nice of him to do, like to actually try and figure out how to become part of that little country, that little country like of Paris and of France for the couple of days they're going to be there. I think that's so cool. So yeah, I think that's why he reads that book in that specific I don't know if he reads it in the episode they go to France or the one before while they are getting ready to go to France. But yeah, I read that. It was pretty mid, but I mean, I get why he reads it, right? I get it. Now, guys, now let me tell you about a great book that I didn't know existed and that I was not expecting to like, which is The Importance of Being Earnest by Oscar Wilde. I didn't know Oscar Wilde wrote this book, mainly because I have not really read much, or like I've not read Oscar Wilde much. And this book, oh my freaking god, it's so good. It's a play, and I usually don't like plays, but this one was so good. It's very short. It doesn't have many characters, which I really like because the plays I have read, all of them have like a thousand, like not a thousand characters, like they have so many. I just get confused. I'm like, I don't know what's going on. But in this one, it is so good, and it is all about identity. This book is about identity, about being yourself, and about how Ernest has two names and how you know him for a different name depending where you are from. And the love interest, she's like, but why do you have a different name? Like, I love your name. I love it. Explains very well who you are, and it is very important that you have that specific name, because if you have a different name you could be a different person. And it's all about identity, and I love it because Isaac has to investigate stuff. He has to know who he is and what his identity is, how he identifies. And I think it's so beautiful, and I didn't expect to like this book, and I really liked it. It was so good, and I read this summer, so I remember I was like, oh wow, this is good. This is good. Oscar Wilde, I see you, man. I see you. And the final book that I want to talk about is Summerbird Blue. I loved this book so much. It's not even funny how much I like this book. So Summerbird Blue is a story about this girl whose sister dies, and her mom is just not really there anymore. Like they're like they're mad at each other. Like she doesn't want to know anything about her mom, and the mom is like trying to talk to the girl, but at the same time no. And it is all about like their relationship and how she is like how she feels betrayed by her mother after what happened with her sister. And it is beautiful. It talks about a bit about identity and sexuality. I remember there was a scene, I actually think I took a photo of it because I thought it was so cool. It talks about how about non-binarism, I think it was just about identity. It was this little paragraph all about identity, and I'm like, love it. And she meets this guy, and they are kind of broken together, so it's like so cool to see them like fall in love with each other. It's so cute, and I really liked it. It was so cute, and it's just a cutesy little romance with a lot of trauma, which is what I like because I have a lot of that. So I like what I like. I like to be, to read something and say, oh yeah, that's me. Like I like to be identified with the books I read. So I really like this book. It was beautiful. It took me a bit to finish actually, but it was so good. And it's beautiful, and you should read it. And I think those are all the books I want to talk about because I think it is. This is the end of the video. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, like, subscribe, turn on the post notifications so you get notified when I post brand new videos every Friday and some Wednesdays as well. Because like this month is going to be a lot of fun because I'm going to have a lot of videos to show you guys. So I hope you are excited for that. Subscribe if you want to see all of those, and I will see you on the next video and on the next part of this series, because it's going to take me a while to read all the books that appear in Heartstopper, and if they continue doing seasons, I'm going to have to continue doing videos, which is great. So I hope you enjoyed it, and I will see you on the next video.